I'm totally psyched because I have tickets this coming week to the Paul McCartney show at MetLife Stadium. I saw Paul first in 1990 in Chicago. I still have the pin from that show. I don't know how to wear a pin, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I still own it. You can't talk about Paul without talking about John. Right, and I'm the kind of guy, before I go to a concert, I read 1,000-page books. I read Tune In, this great book about the early Beatles and John. It's no mystery to say that Paul and John's work were best together. John, it's clear, as a young man, loved to play the clown and loved to get laughs by mocking disabled people. And it's clear that probably didn't qualify then, but certainly would qualify now. Made anti-Semitic comments to their Beatles manager, Brian Epstein, and made, might not qualify then, but certainly would qualify now as anti-gay comments towards Epstein. He was both Jewish and gay. And of course, despite these real failings, John, of course, becomes not only a great musical influence, but a great advocate for peace and people who are different and all good things in the world. And that only happens really because he's allowed this space to grow and change, and we allow this space to forgive. I have to think, after John's murder, Paul wrote a song, Here Today, one of the great lines, if I said I really knew you well, what would your answer be if you were here today? Well, knowing you, you'd probably laugh and say that we were worlds apart. In that sense of spending time with people whom were not similar, whom that were worlds apart, and getting to know them, that sense of being able to forgive people past indiscretions, past mistakes, that's central to how we're supposed to be in this world. That's central to how we're supposed to build a more meaningful world, and it's the lack of that that threatens us. The Torah alludes to this week when in the laws of the Nazarite in this week's Parsha, somebody who takes on extra mitzvot, who voluntarily tries to make themselves even more pious than they have to be, and the sages aren't comfortable with that. They say, don't do it. If you try and hold yourself to if you try to be overly pious, you're going to end up making a mistake. And that's partly because we should try to be understanding of each other, not try to make things too good, just try and make sure that we have a society where we are understanding of each other and we have space for forgiveness. And that way, we can spend time with people who are worlds apart and allow them the chance for growth so that past mistakes can be forgiven. We can grow into our fullest potential. Shabbat Shalom.